Hello and welcome to another episode of Football Talk Podcast. My name is Ozzie and I'm your host for today's show. Now, there are 7 games that are set to be played this weekend, so it's only right that we do a match week preview for each game, and let's make it fun by doing some score predictions as well. So let's get into the first game. So the first game that will be taking place tomorrow, in fact, is Nottingham Forest versus Newcastle. So Nottingham Forest have lost 3 times in their last 5 Premier League fixtures, with the last being the defeat in the hands of Tottenham last week. I think it was 3-1 the conclusion. They need to climb up the table quickly and swiftly, as they could easily be sucked into a relegation battle. Currently 14th, not safe in my eyes. Newcastle haven't been at their best, to say the least. They've only won 1 game in the last 5 matches, and that win was against Wolves. That recently happened last week. But they're in a good position despite not being in the best of forms in the league right now. They're currently 5th, and they're 4 points behind Spurs, who have played 2 more games more than Newcastle. So, in hindsight, a draw wouldn't be a terrible result for Newcastle, but a win could certainly elevate their season if they were to do that this week. So my score prediction for this fixture, I'm going for a 1-1 draw. I believe Johnson will score the goal for Nottingham Forest, and I think Isaac will score the equaliser for Newcastle. Second game of the week, Brentford versus Leicester City. Now, Brentford had a bit of a mixed week in match week 27, losing to Everton away 1-0, but then beating Southampton 2-0. So 2 tricky away fixtures there. But for this time, they return home at the G-Tech Community Centre. Now, Leicester, wow. They've been in shocking form recently. 4 defeats on the bounce. And I have to say, they are in a relegation battle. And they desperately need a win as soon as possible. They're in big trouble. How do I see this game ending? I'm sorry, Foxes, but there's one winner only. And I think Brentford will be victorious in this game. So I'm going for a 2-0 victory to Brentford, with the man of the season for Brentford, Ivan Toney, scoring both of the goals. Now, the third fixture, Southampton versus Tottenham. So, Southampton, you let me down last week. 10 men against Manchester United. Should have done much better. Should have won the game. Ward-Prowse was very close to scoring from a free kick. It wasn't good enough, unfortunately. That draw actually put them in last place, 20th position, bottom of the league. So it's not looking good for Southampton right now. Spurs are coming into this picture with some confidence after beating Nottingham Forest last week. Will they get the win? I'm not so sure. Spurs are very hit and miss for me at the moment this season. I'm predicting another draw for this one, and I believe it will be 1-1 with Southampton fighting for their life. And at home, I feel like they'd want to show a fighting spirit to their fans for this fixture. So I'm going for a Ward-Prowse goal, probably a free kick to say the least, and a Harry Kane finish as well for Spurs. Now, the fourth game, Aston Villa versus Bournemouth. Aston Villa have picked up some form in recent weeks, to be fair. In the last 3 games, they've won 2 games and drawn 1. So Unai Emery has got Villa in playing some great football, and they've got them back into the rhythm of winning games now. The opposition, Bournemouth, their confidence must be sky high after a good performance last week and a big win against Liverpool. Now, will Villa pop their cherry? I think they will in this fixture. So my score prediction is 2-0 to Aston Villa, and I believe Watkins will score the first goal and Leon Bailey will score the second. Now, the fifth fixture is Wolves versus Leeds United. So Wolves are currently 13th, Leeds United are 19th. Wolves haven't been collecting points in the last 5 games. That's 4 points out of 15, which isn't good form to say the least. And if they're not careful, even they could be in a relegation battle. I feel like I've said that quite a few times. And I feel like looking at the table, positions 12 to the 20th position right now, no one's safe in that regards. And they really need to get some points to climb up the table. Leeds, on the other hand, they're 19th. They have been struggling for form at the moment. And I'm afraid it's going to continue into this fixture. So my score prediction is a 2-0 victory for Wolves. Pretty much wearing Wolves colours on the show today, so I have to go for Wolves win. So I believe Chan will score the first goal and Podence will score the second. Now, the sixth game of the week is Chelsea versus Everton. Now, Chelsea on a rise right now. Back-to-back wins in the Premier League, and they also won midweek in the Champions League against Dortmund, which ended 2-0. So their confidence is sky high right now. Even Havertz is scoring goals right now. Everton, to back them up a little bit, they have improved in recent weeks since Sean Dyche has been appointed as manager. They got an important win against Brentford last week. Spectacular goal from McNeil. But in this game, I think it's going to be a home win. So my score prediction is a 2-1 victory for Chelsea. I think Havertz and Sterling will score for Chelsea, and Demarai Gray will score the goal for Everton. Final fixture, Arsenal versus Crystal Palace. So Arsenal are flying right now, to say the least. 5 straight wins, and they are showing championship form. Palace, on the other hand, it's not looking good, to say the least. They lost 1-0 to their rivals Brighton yesterday. Vieira's position is under fire, and the team can't seem to have any shots on goal, let alone score right now. And they've not been able to notch up any wins in the last 5 games. And unfortunately for Palace, I think it's going to be 6. So the score prediction for this game is a 3-0 victory for Arsenal. I believe Odegaard, Saka, and Trossard will score the winning goals. So that's my predictions for match week 28. Why not drop a comment and let me know what your predictions are for this match week? I'll present my results and show you how I got along in the next episode, which will be taking place next Monday at 10 p.m. UK time. And that concludes our show for tonight. I know it's a quick one, but thank you so much for tuning in. Please show your support and hit the like and subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. You will be notified of upcoming content. And especially with it being International Week next week, I will be doing extra content. So make sure to follow me on social media at Ozzie FTP on Twitter or Ozzie.ftp on Instagram. And I'll announce when the next shows will be taking place. Just got a comment here from Madison Smith before we conclude. So what is your favorite league after the Prem? Back in the day, yes, it used to be La Liga. But I don't think it has that same quality. I have to say Serie A this season for me has appealed a lot. Maybe because of the resurgence of Napoli. They've got some spectacular players. How do you say his name? Kvaratskhelia. Hope I said that right. He just looks phenomenal. Reminds me of Figo, like an old school type of winger but can score goals. Milan as well. They've got a good team. You've got Juventus in the mix. You've got a lot of strong teams, and the level of football has definitely increased in the last few seasons. So I think Serie A is definitely one that I look out for on the weekends. La Liga not so much at the moment. So yeah, I'd go for Serie A. Let me know which league you like to watch as well. Obviously, Premier League is number 1, but if I had to watch another league in Europe, I'd probably go for Serie A and Bundesliga as well, to be fair. I do like some of the teams that play in Bundesliga. They play some good technical football. But yeah, I'd go for Serie A in regards to your question. Oops. Haven't gone that quickly. So yeah, until next time, guys, take care, stay safe, and I hope to see you on Monday evening. Good night.